Duckboat Dispatch, episode number 46. Back at it once again. Sara's going to be joining us shortly in a few moments. She does work a real girl job, but she has to work till 3 o'clock. So sadly, she can't jump in right away. But Sara will be here for all of you Sara stands. Josh is here. I'm here, Tom. So we're going to be all set. And it's been an interesting week in Boston sports since we last talked to everybody because a lot's happened. The Red Sox got on a win streak, and then they fell apart again, and now they're currently beating the brakes off the Twins in Game 3 of the series.
They still suck, let's be real.
Yeah, ultimately, the roster is still flawed from a fundamental standpoint, but we'll get into some of my Red Sox complaints. I do owe an apology to somebody. We'll get to that when we start talking Sox, because I do owe an apology to somebody. I have not forgotten.
That was the one thing I forgot. I wanted to write his name on a piece of paper and say, apologize to blank blank. And
I do have an apology.
I wanted to hold it up.
A rare duckboat. Hey, I'm a man of the people. I admit when I'm wrong.
The last apology you did was when I pressed you for being wrong about Missoula. I love Missoula.
Missoula has, and that's great because I do want to start with the Celtics, but we are going to get into that Patriots Mike Vrabel story once Sara gets here, all the twists and turns of that one as well. Celtics and Bruins are gearing up for a playoff run, both of them respectively. I, again, never thought the Bruins would be here. They have really shocked me this season. I think Marco Sturm has been really shocking as well this season, and Simmons playing good on the stretch. So they had to win on that 5-game skid, but they turned it around in those last game.
What Boston team hasn't surprised you this season?
Literally every team has surprised me.
Literally every single one.
I thought the Bruins would be really bad. They're not really good, but they're in the playoffs, which is better than I thought they would be. I thought the Celtics would be really mid, but they're really good. I thought the Red Sox would be decent. They suck. And I thought the Patriots would be average, and they were in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, everything is wrong.
So yeah, we just got to remember that we know nothing. Every single season, we know nothing.
Okay, but it's not even like an us thing. Name me one person who expected any of this. Name me one person who predicted the Patriots to go to the Super Bowl, the Celtics to be the 2 seed, the Bruins to be a wild card team, and the Red Sox to having one of the worst starts in franchise history.
Yeah, it really is just, again, never would have predicted it in a blue, once the blue moon.
It's not that we were just wrong. The whole fate of Boston sports was just incorrect. It just completely flipped on its head.
I'm sure there are some people out there who I know the Celtics were probably the least surprising because you still had JB and you still had a good core on that roster. And Joe Mazzulla, he stepped up in a way that I didn't know he was capable of. I was looking for him to step up in a way.
He did not step up. He was always that good. I want to make that
I think he is really
very clear.
I think regardless, he showcases true talent as a head coach. He showcases
fine. I'll allow that.
His wits and abilities as a head coach. And same with Jaylen Brown, he was stepped up and showcased. He is undoubtedly top 15, top 10 player in the league if you really want to push it that far. He'll get MVP votes this year. He won't win, but he should get some MVP votes, and he should be first team All-NBA again.
I thought you were going to transition to what?
Just didn't want to know. Very big Missoula guy. I figured you had something to say there.
No, I don't think Missoula stepped up. I think Missoula has always been this good. He's a guy. Missoula is easily my favorite coach right now. Honestly, might be my favorite coach of all time. I might put him above Brad Stevens. I'm definitely putting him above Belichick. But Missoula to me is I don't know. I love everything I love that he hates the media. I love that. And I know that saying, I know we're 2 guys who work at the same place for Boston sports media, but I love how he hates the media because if I was his position, I'd honestly probably be the exact same. I'm not gonna lie.
He wants to be a basketball coach, not a guy who has to answer questions.
Yeah.
He's not just want to be a PR management.
Yeah, if I was a basketball coach, I would probably just give such dog garbage answers. Just his tone that he doesn't want to be there, his answers that he doesn't want to be there, his he answers questions as if they're obvious or dumb. You're asking him a dumb question. That's how he answers it, and I love it.
Yeah, but it's okay now because they're winning. But if they were losing, it's dinky.
It is dinky. It is. I'll give you that. But one of my biggest things, and I know this, I've known this for a while. I never want to be a reporter. I never want to go into journalism or be a reporter because I don't like pressing people for information. I don't like squeezing information out of them. If they're coming to me for an interview on their own time, by all means, go ahead. I'll talk to you. But I don't want to press a guy and be like, answer this dramatic question for me. And so for Missoula to have like all those like shaky answers, controversial answers, I'm like, this guy's awesome. Like I respect what he's doing. I like that he's more focused on being a coach than trying to just have some good image of like, oh well, I'm a respectful gentleman who loves the game of basketball and I'm rich. He's like, no, F you, this is my team, screw off. Now bye.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he very clearly loves the game of basketball. He loves to compete, and he is definitely instilled that mentality in his players. I mean, you see guys like Baylor Shireman having. I mean, that last Celtics game in the regular season was essentially the G League squad, and they went out there and they beat the Orlando Magic, who were trying to win to improve their playoff position, and they couldn't. It was hysterical. Baylor Shireman. Also, I know you gave a lot of love to Joe Mazzulla. I would give more love to Brad Stevens because he is a wizard. I don't know how he constructs these rosters. I just like he doesn't miss. I can't think of a bad roster move he has made. No, he gets rid of two very talented players on the team, and Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis. He gets them under the salary cap, and those moves work out well because Kristaps has been injury prone. Like he hasn't been playing a lot this season. You haven't heard anything of Drew Holiday this year as well, even though he's in Portland, but Portland sucks. So like who the hell cares about Portland these days? I mean, their playing team, I think they lost their playing game last night anyways. I could be mistaken. So those two moves work out great for him. They drop salary cap, and then he finds guys like Luka Garza, who's going out there and he's putting up big minutes for a team when last year he was the third guy. He was a third string guy on Minnesota, not getting a ton of minutes. I don't know how he identifies talent, and I don't know, maybe it's just like the coaching staff and the scouting department and the training staff, and they're able to develop these young guys. But to see Ugo Gonzalez, Baylor Shireman, Luka Garza, even Ron Harper Jr. putting in big minutes throughout the entire season, it really has been spectacular to watch. And again, goes to show that without a doubt, he is the best GM in the sport right now, and he might be the best GM in all of sports right now. He genuinely does not miss, Josh.
I think it's a combination of both Stevens and Missoula. I'll give you some more leeway to Brad Stevens considering he was a coach as well. So he definitely has that more coaching depth where he can maybe identify talent better than other GMs, which I think is a little I think is a step up for a lot. It's an advantage on his behalf, but then. Yeah, you can give so much credit to Brad Stevens for finding all these guys, but then you also have to give. And this is one of my points throughout this entire season is that you have to give points to Missoula for being able to develop these guys. I think it's one thing if you're a GM and you hit the nail on the head with finding some guy in a later round, like a second round. Like, yeah, I'll give that to the GM. But you said you said Brad Stevens hasn't missed at all, which I completely agree with you on. But I think a lot of that credit has to do with the development of Joe Mazzulla. I don't think this is simply a coincidence of Brad Stevens just getting lucky, like move after move after move after move. Like you haven't seen Brad Stevens make a bad move and make a bad trade. And so I think a lot of that just has to do with Joe Mazzulla completely developing every single guy that he's had on his team and putting them completely in the perfect position every single time.
Yeah, and it's interesting because the season's not over, and obviously if you're gonna go to like give credit to why the Celtics are where they are in the playoffs as the 2 seed, in my opinion, the clear-cut favorite, and I think the betting favorite to go back to the NBA Finals coming out of the East, a year removed from cutting the roster down and Tatum tearing his Achilles. If you're gonna have a reason for why they're back here, I think obviously number one, it's the players, especially Jaylen Brown, who's been spectacular this season. He has stepped up in a way that I admittedly didn't know he was capable of stepping up to. He has really showcased he can be that guy on the team. And I don't want to get into any other Jay is going to coexist talk because I don't buy into that. You don't buy into that. It's a stupid storyline that I don't want to even talk about. But then I think after that, I would lean Brad Stevens than Missoula. But I think that's more because I'm just in awe of the way this roster was constructed. And it's not taking anything away from Joe Missoula. Like, yeah, I think he's developed the players well, but Brad Stevens gives him the players. He finds the players. And I think I value that more than the guy who's able to develop them because I think that might be more of like a coaching staff thing than a Missoula game plan like ideology. I think Brad's able to find the guys that fit Joe's ideology of how he wants the team to play basketball.
Fair. I have one point I want to make now that the actual regular season has come to an end,
Is this
And
going to be an anti-play-in thing?
no, it's not gonna be an
Okay,
anti-fan
because
thing.
I know you hate the play-in.
No, I do fucking hate the play-in. Um, and now, so I'm gonna say this, and I don't want you to jump the gun immediately because I could very well see you jumping the gun on this.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to kind of side with Jaylen Brown with what he said a couple months ago, saying that, but aside from 2024, this has genuinely been my favorite season, the Boston Celtics, within the
I
past
think he said
decade.
this is genuinely his favorite. I don't think it was
No,
aside from.
yeah,
Oh, you personally, like you
me
personally.
personally, me
Okay, okay,
personally.
okay.
Besides the 2024 season, for obvious reasons, this genuinely is my favorite Boston Celtics season since 2016 Isaiah Thomas, I want to say.
So you're skipping over that 2022 finals run?
I'll skip over that. Yeah. Yeah.
Love that season.
It was
First
a
to an
good
Ime.
it was a good season. Sarah's here. Wonderful. No,
Oh,
I'll skip. Yes.
sorry.
I'll skip over. Sorry, I'll skip over the 2022 NBA Finals run. Because if you just look at the narrative, if you look at the narrative going into this season for the Boston Celtics, everything was wrong. And we said this at the start of the show when we were talking about everything was wrong for Boston in general. Everything was wrong about the Boston Celtics. People were doubting on Joe Mazzulla. People were doubting on Jaylen Brown. People were doubting on the rest of the roster being developed. People were doubting that Jason Tatum was going to come back. People were doubting that if Jason Tatum comes back, he will be playing good. Every single thing I just named, wrong. Completely wrong. This season has been pure proving the haters wrong. Like, it has simply just been proving people wrong that we are one of the best teams in the league, despite not having our best player for 90% of the season. We came out here, we destroyed half the league, and we are still a top tier contending team. And we proved the dumbest narrative, which, Tom, I know you don't want to talk about this, but we proved the dumbest narrative wrong as well, that Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown can't play together. There was no evidence on that, in my opinion. And second of all, I haven't really seen much from the two of them not being able to play much together. They have played perfectly together ever since Jason Tatum has returned. So I think this is genuinely my favorite season. Aside from 2024 winning the championship, this is genuinely my favorite season of the Boston Celtics since trading Isaiah Thomas away. And I said I don't want to I said to not jump the gun because I know you're the biggest Jason Tatum lover ever. So I didn't want you to think I was saying this is my favorite season because Tatum wasn't here. So that's why I said I didn't want you to jump the gun yet.
No, so I understand where you're coming from because going into the season, there was little to no expectations with this team. Whereas ever since that 2017 finals run, there have been insanely high expectations for this Celtics team. What is going on?
Sarah, do you have your AirPods in?
I think she's still kind of connecting. Let's try this again. Sarah?
Yeah.
I think you're connected to your phone.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. Weird. Anyway,
It's probably just my Wi-Fi.
but backtracking. Okay. Backtracking. You're just like untypical. Like, so I'm looking for you. You're uncharacteristically loud, but it's fine because I preferred you to be louder than quieter, if that makes sense. Because I can just lower you on my.
We're gonna break
headphones.
levels here, ladies and gentlemen.
It could just be me as well. It seems like everything's just slow on my end. But back to the Celtics season, Josh. I see what you're saying because there's a different level of fun watching the team and enjoying the ride and the journey and the ups and downs and the ebbs and flow of a season when there's not a ton of expectations. There is no expectations for this team going into the season to be back in the NBA Finals. Like, you got to go and, defend the title, prove the legacy, defend the reputation of these guys on your team. And it was just, okay, let's just go out there to enjoy the season. And the season has been an unbelievable ride. So from that position and that narrative, I understand what you're saying. Like, yeah, this has been such a fun season because it's just been a gift. And in that sense, you enjoy it more. I would still take that 2022 finals run because that's the first finals one I was able to remember. And finally seeing Brown and Tatum break through and finally make it to the NBA Finals, beat the Miami Heat too, because I hate the Miami Heat in the playoffs, especially those Jimmy Butler teams. Oh, and Bam Adebayo, that stupid loser who scored. I'm not a Jimmy Butler fan whatsoever. I'm not a Bam Adebayo fan.
Wait. Oh, I still have to find this if you recall this. I have it. I have it on a flash drive.
We're not going to get into this today. We have more important things to get into. We have to get to serotonins that are
I know,
very quickly.
but I have evidence of you saying that if the Miami Heat won the championship, Jimmy Butler would be the best player in the world. I have evidence of you saying that.
If you win the NBA championship, typically the best player on that team can say, yeah, you know what? I led the team, and we beat every team. We're the best team in the league, best player on the best team. I stand by the logic on that. I stand by the logic on that one. But I understand where you're coming from with that with the Celtics, like this being one of your favorite Celtics seasons, Josh. It definitely is up there for me. I just catered to 2022 because of those reasons, and Marcus Smart was on the team, and if you know me, I was a Marcus Smart guy through and through. I recognize he's not a great basketball player, but I just love for the heart he played with. He won the DPOY that year. Like, that was just special to me because I was a big fan of Marcus Smart and sad to see him go as well.
I think that season, the 2022 season, was like the year where they really did take that leap to kind of prove themselves like, hey, we can get here. We can be those guys in the future. I think the 2024 season obviously solidified that, but I think this season, because everyone just kept trying to find excuses for the Celtics with how they had this easy schedule in the playoffs. Their championship didn't count. Everyone was injured. And then last season, they're just like, oh, whatever. Like, they're not good anymore. They don't have that good of a roster anymore. The Knicks beat them in 6, I think, cleanly, even though Jason Tatum went down. And so I think this season is just – I love it because it just shuts everyone the hell up. It shuts up everyone who's being biased about the Celtics. And that's the thing. People love being biased about Boston in general. But genuinely tell me one thing that you were if you're a hater of the Boston Celtics, please tell me one thing you were actually correct about this season. Please tell me. Name me one person right about.
Literally nothing.
Exactly. I purely love it because of what Jaylen Brown did, what Jaylen Brown played for, and how everyone just proved everyone wrong. I will put my hand up and say I was proven wrong. I had this team as a 6th seed. I had them as a 6th seed. I didn't have them as a tanking team. I had them as a mid-level playoff team. And I will gladly say, as a huge Boston Celtics fan and as a very big Jaylen Brown supporter, I was completely wrong.
It's funny because you and Tom is Jason Tatum, you're Jaylen Brown, and you guys don't always play nice together either.
What else was on my phone? No, but I can respect. I love Jaylen Brown, but I love Jason Tatum more. I love the two. It's like picking your favorite kid.
Your favorite player is Jason Tatum, and his is Jaylen Brown.
And I will gladly say the opposite.
And we coexist.
I love Jason Tatum with all my heart. I do, but I definitely have a little bit of more of an edge for Jaylen Brown.
So are you calling me Batman and Josh Robin, Sarah?
I don't want to be fucking Robin.
I don't want to be Robin. Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
Are you calling Jaylen Brown a second option to Jason Tatum? No,
that's what everyone's calling him. They're calling him Batman and Robin.
They're number ones. They're two number ones. They're like Batman and Superman.
I would be pissed.
They're more like Batman and Superman. They are Batman.
Superman would kick Batman's ass. Let's not play around.
Superman? No, they wouldn't. Have you seen the movie?
Yeah, and it was a shitty. It was a bad.
It was a bad movie.
Really bad movie. I think Iron Man would win.
Iron Man.
Superman's giving Iron Man the business as well.
Iron Man.
So you're just crossing brands too.
I know.
So you're wrong both ways.
The nerds.
I don't watch whatever the fuck.
The nerds are going to come in the comments section and be like, excuse me, Batman would actually destroy Iron Man because due to comic book 8, episode 56, Batman actually does this, and that.
Oh, sorry.
We're going to get the nerds. No, but Iron Man's overrated as shit. I'm sorry.
I love Iron Man. I think it's just because I like...
he's a dude in a metal suit. Come on. He doesn't have powers.
I like his character because he's funny.
He's a dude in a suit.
That's why I like him.
I mean, Batman is also just a dude in a suit.
Exactly, which is why I think Batman is overrated. Batman's overrated.
Superman's like an alien. He's actually wicked strong.
Superman is a guy in a suit.
Yeah, but he has actual powers.
Batman
and Iron Man are just ooh, we're rich.
We're rich and we just sit and...
Spider-Man has actual powers. Spider-Man's also poor.
Spider-Man is poor. And he's also a teenager.
Yeah. I like Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's cool.
We all like Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's the big thing with the kids.
If you have actual powers, yeah, you're cool. But if you're just a dude in a suit like Batman and Iron Man, I think you're overrated as hell.
What about the Hulk?
Hulk's cool.
I love
Hulk. Hulk will always have a little place in my heart.
Hulk would also smash freaking Iron Man.
He would.
Yeah.
But no, I think Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are more like Batman and Superman now.
But there's still like Superman still gives Batman the work. But let's not get into that. There's no
Didn't
good way to
Batman win in the movie? Didn't he win?
No.
No, I never saw it. I know it's bad, but I never saw it.
Hey
No.
Siri, who's better, Batman or Superman?
Here's an answer from CBR.com.
Superman.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, Superman literally has super strength and like can fly, and Batman just like I wear a cape.
Hey,
Don't go get it twisted. The Batman with Robert Pattinson gets me absolutely jacked up.
You do
I
love
saw
that movie.
I saw that movie in a theater, and I remember
That was our freshman year.
I just remember sitting there, and I'm like,
When I first met Tom, we would play poker in his dorm room with us two and our two other friends. And Tom, like for some reason, this kid would just throw on the Batman on his tiny little monitor and just have it.
It just gets me jacked up.
I remember the first time Tom was like, "Oh, like you can watch football in my room." I was so excited. I walk in, it's like a 2x4-inch screen. I was like,
Okay, it wasn't the biggest TV, but
better
it had
off
heart.
watching this on my phone.
No, it had heart. It was literally just Sara and I. Everybody else left, and I was like, it was
Well-
Thursday night football. It was like the Cowboys, and it was like,
Yeah.
you're gonna stay for this. It's like Cowboys Bucks or something.
Have you ever been Batman for Halloween?
Me,
Well, absolutely, I was.
no.
Absolutely, I'm sure I was at some point.
I was
I want to
never-
go. I want to go as Invincible now.
Dude, peak episode today. Did you watch?
I had no. I don't tell me anything.
What is,
I'm watching it later tonight because I'm waiting for my friend to get
Your
out of
ma?
work to watch it.
Oh, I thought you were
What
gonna watch
was
it.
it?
No, my
It's called
mom's.
Invincible.
It is Sarah. It is my favorite TV show of all time,
Oh,
and it's
wow.
not even done yet.
It's like another superhero show.
Oh. Xander and
It
I are
actually is peak
watching.
though.
Xander and I are watching something very bad is going to happen.
You haven't watched The Boys yet either, Josh, have you?
I have not seen today's episode.
The
no.
Boys was a good episode too.
Yeah, I'm watching because my friend gets out of work late at night, and so I'm waiting for him to get out because then we're gonna go to the gym together, and then we're gonna come back to my house and watch both The Boys and Invincible.
Are you guys gonna interlock hands when you watch the show together?
Yeah, we are, and we're gonna sit in a hot tub while we do it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, and
Just be careful, nobody's taking pictures.
No, we know no one's taking. We keep the blinds
that
down.
note,
so that
Mike
no one's
Vrabel.
taking photos.
But yeah, we are gonna pivot over because Sara is here. We were gonna talk Red Sox before that, but the Sox game hasn't gone to final yet, and we do have Sara here. And I know Sarah's tone setter. I have a feeling. I don't know. We don't do a lot of show prep these days. We kind of just come up to it yap now because we figured out our collective rapport.
Sarah
I have a
doesn't know
feeling.
much about anything except basketball or football, and she just,
Yes, I wasn't, and I
That's a-
figured she wanted to talk Mike Vrabel.
What?
Duval.
I love Duval.
Tom, while Sarah gives us the tone center, can you interlock fingers with me?
Yeah, Sara, go for it.
I don't really have a tone setter. It's just that the
do.
whole Mike.
Why you put such a build-up to it, though?
You gave me such a buildup. What do you mean you have a
I'll
tone
just
setter?
I'll be like, yeah, I have nothing.
Your tone setter is the biggest story of
You
Boston
literally
sports.
cut me off mid-sentence. But
You
all
said
I'm
you
gonna
voted-
say is that
said
the
you
Mike
voted for the
Vrabel
Patriots.
affair is bullshit. Okay, it's bullshit.
I don't know about that one.
She resigned because she couldn't take the heat of social media. Fucking grow a pair.
You're a journalist.
You're a journalist.
You're a journalist who can't take the heat of social media. That's a bad excuse.
That's-
No.
Okay,
That's
but
literally the definition of a hypocrite. She can
No.
fish it
What
and
I'm saying,
take it.
no. But what I'm saying, Sarah, is I don't agree with what you're saying because you're saying a journalist is scared of social media. I don't buy that. She completely resigned because they were having an affair. That's my take.
So my
allegedly,
take-
allegedly,
I
allegedly,
don't-
they're having an affair.
Allegedly.
I don't think that Mike Vrabel would cheat on his wife. I don't think he's that kind of guy. I really,
Okay, so
really
you-
don't. I really.
So you're on the there's no affair train.
I don't.
You don't
think
believe
there
in
was an
buying an
affair.
affair.
I think I've seen things that have said that they've been friends for a while, and maybe they just got a little too close and personal. Maybe something was gonna happen, and then they decided not to. Who knows?
Okay. I mean, it's
I
fair.
don't
It's
think-
fair because
I
we
don't-
only have so much information.
Exactly.
For me though, I think enough evidence kind of leans me towards the
I don't buy it.
affair side simply
Who
because of two
knows?
things.
Maybe someone close to her recently passed away, and he was comforting her.
But the interlocking fingers thing is more of a romantic gesture. Like if I knew a woman, right? If I knew a woman and her say someone
Josh
passed,
knows zero women. That's why he's saying
You're
if.
one-
very true. Yeah.
Continue, Josh.
If I knew a woman, and say like someone very close of her passed away, I wouldn't, interlock both my hands with her and just like hold her there. That's a romantic thing to do.
I've seen people do that.
But like I'd give her a
I've been to
hug
like
and
6
like
funerals in the last year.
I'd give her a hug and like console her. I wouldn't interlock my fingers with her. I think that's more of a romantic thing. And then when she, put out the letter of her resigning from her job, this is the thing I don't get is that I don't know what direction she's trying to claim because in the letter, she obviously resigns from her job from the Athletic. But in there, she says, I'm not resigning because I'm denying what happened. She's basically saying I'm resigning to no longer further these like rumors and speculations. Like if there is a rumor going around, like Tom, you and I work at the same place.
So I have the statement if you want. I have the statement. I'll read the paragraph you're referring to, Josh.
Yeah, can you read that part?
So this is straight from Diana Rossini. She sent, I believe, Steven Ginsburg, her boss, whatever, her resignation letter. And there's a lot of paragraphs. I'm just going to read a little blurb of it. You and I have publicly addressed the recent attacks against me, and I have nothing to add publicly to what we have said. I have covered the NFL with professionalism and dedication throughout my career, and I stand behind every story I have ever published. In the days that followed, unfortunately, commenters in various media have engaged in self-feeding speculation that is simply unmoored from the facts. Moreover, the media frenzy is hurtling forward without regard for the review process the Athletic is trying to complete. It continues to escalate, fueled by repeated leaks, and I have no interest in submitting to a public inquiry that has already caused far more damage than I'm willing to accept. That's just 2 short paragraphs from her resignation letter.
That to me is BS. If you were claiming that these rumors are untrue, why would you resign from the job? Why would you not just stand there and say that these are untrue? You resigning tells me that you did it. You are guilty and that you are just trying to move on from it. Tom, you and I work at the same place. And as much, you and I make fun of each other all the time. But if I were to start a rumor about you at work, a serious rumor that could hurt your image, you would go around telling people, guys, this isn't true about me. Josh is completely lying about this entire thing. You wouldn't just get up and be like, guys, I quit because I don't want to deal with this. Like, bye, I'm just going to quit my job. No, you would get up and tell everyone that I'm BSing. I'm BSing the whole thing. So that to me, like, why are you resigning from the job?
It's somewhat of an admission of guilt.
It is. It's an admission of guilt, and she's resigning because I think she's guilty. And, I think she's guilty of it. I think Mike Vrabel's guilty of it. Personally, I don't care if Mike Vrabel is guilty of it because it doesn't affect my football team. If it were to turn into an Ime Udoka thing, where he's sleeping with the staff and
it's a former Celtics coach.
Yeah, if he were to be sleeping with people of the actual Patriots organization and it actually affected the team and put his job on the line, then I would start to care and wonder if Mike Vrabel actually did it or not. But since this has nothing to do with the Patriots organization, nothing to do with any other staff, it is simply a personal issue between one man and another woman and potentially other marriages that are intertwined within this. I simply do not care if it is guilty or not, but based off the facts that I know, I do believe that they are guilty, but hence, I don't care at the same time.
I honestly I don't care either, but I just don't want people talking shit about my coach. As long as Mike Vrabel is going to be on the sideline of the New England Patriots as the head coach next year, I don't care what he does in his free time.
So this doesn't change my image of Mike Vrabel as a coach. I still think he's a great coach. But if someone were to ask me my opinion, Josh, do you think Mike Vrabel cheated or had an affair? I'd look at you and be like, yeah, I do. But still, I think he's a great coach. Should he get fired? No, but I definitely do think he did it.
So if it comes out that he did do it, will he get fired? That's what I'm worried about.
That's the difference here, and the reason that Rossini was probably
one that works for the Patriots.
Yeah, so that's the difference. Is the reason, and not that that Vrabel works for the Athletic. The difference is Rossini was probably going to get fired regardless. Because again, not regardless, but if the evidence pointed to they were having an affair, which I believe ultimately the evidence points in that direction. If she hasn't having the affair, that's a breach of trust and that's a breach of journalistic integrity. So now every story she's published, okay, how did she get this information? How is she getting her sourcing? Is she essentially sleeping with her sources? It crosses the line of journalistic integrity.
because she's a woman, or would you think that if
No,
it was a male?
that's the same thing. Like man, female. Like if you were like
Making
like if
sure.
a guy was covering, if a guy was reporting the WNBA and was sleeping with the other player to get like scoops on injuries, like that's crossing a line right there. So like, is there a double standard there in that sense? I would say no, because it's just like the job that she's doing. She has breached. There's a level of trust as a journalist you have, and a level like the line that you don't cross or you shouldn't cross to get your scoops. And that if she was sleeping with Mike Vrabel, she's crossed that line, and that's why that's why now her journalistic integrity is marred in a sense. With Vrabel, it's just more of okay, he was having an affair. It's not, like yeah, cheating is a scumbag move. I'll stand by that no matter who it is. Like it's not like okay, he didn't sleep with an employee. He didn't sleep with somebody he had power over. He wasn't, doing this to get scoops or something like that. There was no like career. There was career consequences.
Patriots community.
Yeah, it wasn't like Ime Udoka. Ime Udoka slept with Celtics staff as a Celtics coach. Mike Vrabel just slept with a reporter as the Patriots coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's why I don't think, even if it is true, which I do think it is, but there's no confirmation yet, Vrabel is still standing. Vrabel hasn't spoken since he put out his statement when it first came out, which I want to touch on a little bit later. Like, I don't think anything's going to happen to Vrabel, especially when you look at, like, Robert Kraft's past. It would be kind of hypocritical if Robert Kraft would go and be like, yeah, okay, you're fired, buddy. But I think the more interesting conversation is, when does Vrabel speak next? Because he has to address this again. He, like, no matter what, like Sarah, even you who thinks it's, BS, you don't care about it whatsoever, like, he's still your coach, and he still is my football coach. This isn't going to affect how he does his job. I'm curious if it affects how, like, the players view him in the locker room, which is another conversation I want to get into that I think is very interesting, because, let's just get into it now, because he is very much a, make good decisions on off the field, family, leadership, accountability guy.
He's very much a loyalty man. He preaches
And
loyalty, family, and everything he just did. He has a family, and he was unloyal to them if he did cheat on his wife. So I honestly think that it'll make some of his players lose trust in him, and I think it'll turn players like Max Crosby, who was very vocal about wanting to play for him, turn people like that away from us.
But so two things. One, to answer Tom's question, or not answer Tom's question, add on what Tom said. Eventually, he will have to address the media, whether he wants to or not. The first press conference he has, one of the first questions is going to be about this, whether he wants to or not. Whether it's before the draft, after the draft, doesn't matter.
So the pre-draft press conferences have already taken place, so it would be during draft night.
So yeah,
like the next time he's scheduled to speak.
Yeah, next time he's scheduled to speak towards anyone from the media, they're going to ask him that, whether he likes it or not. But my second thing is I am very questionable about whether or not this will affect how the players look at him, because I know it's a coach, and a coach is much different than a player. But let's look at Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs is not the most loyal, not the most mature outside of the field. I mean, he's literally dealing with a court case mid-season. But if you look at Stephon Diggs was one of the best leaders on this football team. He was easily one of the best football leaders.
He was the leader of the team besides Vrabel.
And almost every player looked up to Stephon Diggs, especially on that offensive side with, Drake May, the rest of the receiver crew, all of that. All those guys looked up to him despite, him having multiple baby mamas, having multiple babies, having a court case in the middle of the season. They still looked up to him as a leader. So I'm thinking that even though it's a coach, and I know a coach has much more mental impact than a player does, I don't know if we're really going to see that much of a difference from the players, because we've kind of already seen this happen with Stephon Diggs. I don't know if it's really going to be that more impactful.
So if the season if the season starts poorly, I think that's how it'll affect. Because if Vrabel's out there preaching, make good decisions, family, loyalty, all that hoopla that Mike Vrabel preaches, and they go out there and they start 0-3 or something along those lines, you're going to have guys be like, okay, this guy's preaching, do all this, but yet, he's out there still allegedly, but, if it comes out he was, he's out there cheating on his wife. He's out there and he has this off-the-field scandal that draws attention away from, what we're trying to do here, which is ultimately win a championship. So I think in that sense, I think the start to the season is ever more important now, depending on what happens in the next 6 months to the NFL season. If, when all the internal investigations of the Athletic are done, when Mike Vrabel next speaks, and all that, the fallout of this finally, happens, and we have more answers than questions that we currently have, I think is where it comes from. Because I think it's just going to be tough if he's the guy leading all this and you're a disgruntled player, unhappy with the way the season's going, and it's like, okay, why would I buy into the stuff this guy's telling me when he literally doesn't believe in it himself?
People are going to start pointing fingers at this if the team starts, say, 0-3, like you said. They'll immediately start jolting to this one off-season thing and be like, oh, this is the reason the team doesn't trust Vrabel anymore. This is what happened.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see the fallout from this, and we'll only know once the season kicks off. And we still, again, I know Sara was all in, probably didn't happen. She doesn't believe it happened. Josh and I are more on the side it probably did happen. It just is, it's so interesting that out of like how this all went down too, because they're at a private, like, romantic hotel in, I believe, Arizona. There's no phones allowed. They're both, like, literally the thing that would clear them immediately is they both said they were there with, like, separate groups of friends, but no other friend has come out and stated, like, yeah, I was there. So to me, it looks like just from, like, where I'm looking, I'm guessing Diana Rossini's husband or Mike Vrabel's wife had a private investigator following them around to take the pictures from outside the hotel. Would be my guess. Which again is more, I don't want to say evidence, but again, it leads me more to the side of, okay, yeah, he's cheating.
I think,
cheating.
The only thing I could think of, if they are speaking the truth and saying that they were with separate parties, I think the only thing that could maybe be a reason why they haven't opened their mouths is, I don't know if, like, lawyers would be involved or anything, but maybe, like, PR people are just telling the friends to be quiet for now, to not say anything stupid that could escalate it. But then again, that might be pushing it.
It just makes no sense, because if a friend was like, oh, I have this picture of us 6 guys all here with Vrabel together, that would immediately exonerate him. Like, not that he's actually on trial for it. Cheating's not a crime. It would immediately clear him, like, oh yeah, he was there with the boys.
I think it is an interesting question to kind of figure out who is the man or woman behind the camera, because, like you said, Tom, there's no phones allowed at that hotel resort. Like, you question, is it someone who just happened to see Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini? They're like, oh, let me capture a photo real quick. Or was it kind of someone who was following them? Was it someone who was hired? There is kind of more to the story a little bit. It's a little bit of a conspiracy, which I'm not a conspiracy guy, but
I love a good conspiracy theory.
I'm not either. I hate them. They're brain.
I'm not a big conspiracy guy. The only conspiracy I do truly to heart believe in is aliens are real.
No, I won't buy into that one.
Believe.
Yes, they are.
Have you seen some of the things that live on the bottom of the ocean?
Yeah, they're not an alien. It's a sea creature.
It's not even sea creatures.
Do you not realize that NASA used to investigate the ocean, but they stopped and switched to space because the ocean was too scary?
Yeah, it's aquatic life. When I'm talking about aliens, I'm talking something outside our planet's atmosphere. I don't buy into aliens.
I think Mac is an alien.
I think, Tom, answer me this question. In an infinite universe that does not stop, you're telling me we are single-handedly the only planet with
I just don't buy into aliens, bro. I don't. I loved Project Hail Mary. I wish Rocky was real. But I don't think he is.
I'm not saying, like, your stereotypical green alien with, like, these big bug eyes exist, but I'm saying, like,
other lives.
There is other life. There has to be another planet
out there.
We do have other organisms on this planet. It's called other animals.
On other planets.
No.
There are 100% other living organisms on other planets, because it's an infinite universe. You're telling me we're the only planet that has living.
I don't buy into aliens. The conspiracy I'm all in on is, I think the mob got JFK. I'll buy into that one all day, every day.
You're not telling me the Earth is flat.
No.
We think the moon landing was fake?
Xander said the moon landing is fake. He totally thinks it's fake.
I mean, there are a lot of people who think it was a Stanley Kubrick film. Is what they saw on TV.
Do you think the moon landing was fake?
I think they landed on the moon.
Fully filmed the whole entire thing in a pool.
Yeah, it was in, like, a studio lot, is what they think.
Yeah, in a pool.
Yeah, I mean, no, I think they landed on the moon. And if they didn't, they're going to in, like, the next 2 years with these Artemis missions. So that one's gonna be like null and void in like 5 years anyway. So who the
Well,
cares about
what
the moon?
happened to the people? Like Xander Foley doesn't believe that anyone's ever been to space.
Katy Perry's literally been to space.
People have been to space.
They live streamed that guy jumping out of the spacecraft.
There's people who've
Okay,
been.
but there's ways to like green screen and AI and all that shit. Like,
There's a guy literally up there right now with a Nutella jar floating around.
Yeah. Dude, the bathroom wasn't working up there. They had to wear diapers. Who would fabricate a story like that?
I don't know. That's just what Xander believes. I didn't say I didn't believe it. I said that's just what Xander believes.
Let's bring it back to sports. Whether you believe Vrabel had the affair or not, at the end, does it real like at the end of the day? If whether you believe Vrabel had the affair or not, at the end of the day, is it gonna like? It doesn't like he's still my head coach. Like I still want him coaching the team. I don't want him fired, and I don't think it's gonna affect his job. I think it's just very interesting to see. Again, there's just so many questions about this whole scenario that we don't have, and some of them will be answered in time, like how the players react. I think he has to address the team at some point in time, like, hey, this was an off the field incident. This is what I preach against, to not bringing distractions into the building, to make good decisions. Come here, work hard every day for your family, your loved ones. And I made a mistake there, and I own up to it, and I'm gonna move forward, trying to be a better human being, whether or not it's real or not. It has created a distraction, so I think he has to, whether he cheated or not, I think he has to address the team in some nature.
Once the draft gets through, I think once we're past the draft, no one will be talking about this heavily.
Well, I mean,
heavily.
if they trade for AJ Brown at the draft, yeah, nobody will be talking about this.
No one will be talking about this after not even if they trade for Brown. I think
I'm leaning toward, I really think it's going to be draft day, or there's a handshake deal behind that after June 1st, they'll make the trade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the Eagles just traded for Dontavian Wicks. So, like,
Dontavian Wicks, yeah.
Yes, so they're adding to the wide receiver room. The Patriots are leaving a hole open for A.J. Brown in the receiving room. It just, to me, it seems like it's going to happen draft night. The Eagles are trying to get this year and next year's pick, or, next year's pick in a second, and the Patriots are going to budge on, let's do this year in a second round or a third round or something along those lines. So I think it will get done ultimately. Right now I'm leaning towards draft day because I think that creates pressure around organizations to make a move on draft day. And then if not, it'll happen June 1st. But I'm leaning towards draft day.
How
in North Carolina for draft day? Sorry, draft week.
How many picks will it take for the Jets to already fail their draft?
2.
Probably the first pick.
1, 2.
2.
I don't know. I mean, Aaron Glenn was sleeping at the combine.
So I'll say 2.
Aaron Glenn uses AI to coach.
Yeah, I mean, he was sleeping at the combine.
Coach better than him.
He is, which is crazy because he was such a good DC, and like I loved that hire at the start, but he is just, I don't know. He has some sweet dance moves though.
That's the thing though, is that in dance we say you're either a dancer or a dance teacher. Not everyone is a dance teacher, not everyone is a dancer. And I think he's not. He's neither.
I'm definitely a dancer. You've seen my hips? Oh my god, I got hips like Shakira.
Nobody has hips like Shakira, but
Shakira has hips like Shakira.
Shocked. You'd be shocked.
Josh, I've seen you move your hips. I lived with you for 2 years.
Yeah. And they're sexy as hell.
Yeah, Josh and I didn't interlock hands. I just watched Josh shake his hips. That's what we did.
If there's any girls out there who want to do like some salsa or some tangoing, I will gladly do it with you. I could kill the dance floor.
All right, let's move.
You're gonna see me at this wedding, Tom, going at it.
Let's move on because the Sox game.
Been demonstrate for us.
No, you can't.
All right, guys, welcome to class.
Let's move on because the Sox game did just go final. They won 9-5 against the Minnesota Twins. And first of all, I just want to give a quick. I do want an apology to somebody on the Red Sox, but I want to give Sara. I want to give Sara a quick shout out because Sara texted our group chat about the Red Sox a few days ago, and I was just shocked. And
I got his name though.
No, you got his name right, Jaron Duran.
Jaron, I said Jared.
Oh,
Duran.
She was talking about the game. This has been a horrible 3 games, like horrible 2 games for the Sox. So, like, of course, Sara watches the 2 games that are, like, arguably the worst 2 games of the season to watch. So she catches that first game where Crochet was bounced in like 1 2/3 inning, and that's supposed to be your ace. That's supposed to, that's the pig, and he went out there and sucked. And then Connolly early yesterday, your second guy, your second star pitcher, he got shelled. But Connolly early was the stopper today. He gave up 1 home run in the bottom of the first, and then was nails all the way through. I believe he went through 7. So shout out Connolly early for doing what?
I need to specify what Sarah said about Jared Duran. Jared Duran
She's talking
specifically.
about his home run.
Yeah, she's talking about, I'm at a restaurant, it's on the TV. I saw a hot guy and said, hey, I know that guy. What more do you want from me?
Whatever gets her to watch baseball, bro. Whatever gets her to watch some baseball.
I was at dinner with Xander and his little sister Skylar, and Xander was watching the game, and I was making fun of him because I was like, you like baseball, like, ew. And I mean, no hate, I just like being mean to my boyfriend.
Baseball.
And I looked up at the screen, and I was like, ooh, I know him. And I said to Sky, I was like, look at how gorgeous that man is. And she went to look, and he was gone. So I was like, no, keep watching. And that's why I saw the home run, because we were trying to get a close up of his face.
Yeah, good hit from Duran. I was a little peeved though, because he put that Wally mask on, and then he wore it in the dugout for like 5 minutes.
Okay, what's wrong with that?
Down by 11.
Yeah, they were so
10.
I have no issue with the Wally head.
I
actually kind of like it. I think it's
I like
fun.
the Wally head, but when you're down by 10,
out of a bunch.
No, when you're down by 10, like show a little, like act like you've been there before, pal.
Okay, but here's the thing: the Wally hat could be like a superstition thing. After you hit a home run, you put the Wally hat on, so it happens again. Have you learned nothing about football season, Mister?
No, it's
I see it more as a celebration thing. So like I love the Wally head. I think it gives like some little character and culture to the team. I also just kind of like the look of it. But like when you're down by that many runs, it feels weird to have someone wearing it. But I love it.
Yeah, like it's cool when they're winning and they hit a home run. It's a cool celebration. But when you're down 10, you're not playing good baseball at all. You're gonna put it on. And then the other thing that bothers me is I think Roman hit a double in that game, or maybe it was last night, and they did the pump celebration. And that really irritated me as well. Like, let's just recognize where, like, I'm all for celebration. I'm all for that. But let's recognize where we are. You are statistically, like, one of the worst hitting teams in baseball. You're one of the worst defensive teams in baseball. You're getting shelled by teams like the Twins are off to a good start, but you're like, before today, you were 6-11 going into the game. I mean, yeah, they beat them in one game. They got shelled the first 2 games.
No, whatever.
But it's like, let's just, like, acknowledge where we are. Like it's not been a good season at all. And I know we're only 18 games into the season.
Okay,
they've won one series, and it wasn't even a 3-0. So it was 2-1.
Have you even realized that the Red Sox just suck?
Like they should be better though. Is the issue.
It's what?
Yes, this isn't like I have said multiple times, and I'll say it again before I get to my apology. Like, this is a fundamentally flawed roster that has been put together, and Cora, I don't think, is doing the best job managing it, but I don't think there's really a ton of answers for Cora at this point in time. He has to try to find something that works, and he doesn't have a lot of pieces. He has too many pieces, but not enough of the pieces actually work in the right spots is the problem. You have 5 outfielders, and you can only play 3 outfielders, and in my mind, there's no reason the outfield every single day shouldn't look Roman, Rafaela, Abreu, left to right. Like, that should be the everyday outfield. You want to give a guy a rest, that's when you can throw in a Jaron Duran or a Yoshida. But then, okay, you have to DH somebody. It's going to be one of those 2 outfielders. Well, you got to DH Jaron Duran, who best attribute is he's really, really fast. So and therefore he's like a decent outfielder, and he's not a great hitter right now. So why would you DH him? And then Yoshida, like, he goes up there and just cracks singles, which is just crazy. And I owe him an apology, which I'm going to get to, I promise.
Oh, I think you're going to owe him an apology.
No. And it's like, it makes no sense. And then you have Caleb Durbin, who I'll get to in a second. Then you have Trevor Story, who's like one of the worst defensive shortstops in the league. Marcelo Meyer's not playing every day because Alex Cora has this weird thing against lefty-righty, and him hitting against lefties. So then that means Izzy kind of whatever the hell you say, IKF, how do you say his last name? He comes in, and he's terrible as well. And then at first base, we have Wilson Contreras, who has been the best free agent signing, but he's having back spasms already in the season. And then Narvaez has been bad at catcher so far at the plate. So it's just, like, everything's not looking well for the Red Sox.
Is he having back spasms, or is he just pulling a Lamar Jackson?
No, he's like actually having like back spasms or something. So yeah, that leads me to, like, I said last week that Masataka Yoshida was my least favorite athlete in the city of Boston, and I owe him an apology because Well, I'm not a fan of Masataka Yoshida. He is batting 286, which I believe is the 5th best in this Red Sox team right now, with 4th best in this Red Sox team. Actually, might be 3rd best now. He's batting the 3rd best in this Red Sox team, I believe. 3rd or 4th best. So I owe him an apology. Instead, I'm going to rephrase that. Caleb Durbin is my least favorite athlete in the city of Boston now.
Caleb Schmerbin.
He is. And I feel bad because I don't like to attack athletes like this, but he is so bad. He is horrible at the plate. He was batting at a point in time, and I don't know why he keeps batting second in the order. Like when he's in the game, it doesn't make sense. But like yesterday, 3 at bats, 1 walk, 0 for 3 at the plate. Like batting a 127. There was a point in time, Josh, he was batting under a 1 batting average. You know how pathetic that? Like he's slugging 164. Like he is horrible at the plate right now. Absolutely, like he gets a hit, and it's like, oh my god, like pigs are flying. It's insane.
The weird thing is, like, his hits are like when he actually does make contact, it's like sneaky good.
Like he gets like bloopers in the outfield. It's ridiculous, but he just sucks at making contact.
It was the what was it? The first game against the Twins, Caleb or second?
No, it was the last game against the at the bottom of the 9th when they scored like 7 when they scored 5 in the 9th.
It's a shame because I was working that game and I already forget who they played.
Who the hell are they playing before the Twins?
The Cubs.
I should know.
They were playing the Cardinals before the Twins. It was that last Cardinals game.
Cardinals, yeah. Yeah, he sends one straight to left field, and like throughout the whole game, it was absolutely nothing. It was like 3-1. It was like a 2-run game, 1-run game, and then Caleb Schmerbin just comes in, hits a dinger to left field, and gets 2 runs, and now it's like a 5-run lead. And he just starts this like absolute chain for the rest of the Red Sox. It's so weird.
It makes no sense. He makes no sense.
He is horrible at bats, but like the time he makes contact, it's like a fantastic play.
Yeah, and like another thing that bothers me is there's a lot of at bats where I'm seeing. We'll get to the ABS with Monasterio. I believe it was yesterday.
Yeah, it was yesterday.
That was the worst ABS challenge of the season, and it should stay that way the rest of the season. That ball was clear as day in the zone. Clear as day in the zone. God. It wasn't even close to a corner. It wasn't even close.
What inning was this? Do you know what inning? The 5th?
Maybe the 6th.
Like, this is my issue with this team in the ABS. I'll state it again. Unless your name is Roman Anthony, Abreu, or Marcelo Meyer, I do not want you calling a challenge unless it is the 7th, 8th, or 9th inning, and it's like a 1-run game and it's full count. That like, unless you are Roman Anthony, Abreu, or Meyer, don't do it unless you're in that situation.
Yeah,
because stuff like this happens.
It's an issue that you have to figure out.
Yeah, because then stuff like this happens and boom, you just waste an ABS. And then if you're relying on pitching, like they said at the start of the season, and pitching games end up being 1-run games, 2-run games, then you're going to end up shooting yourself in the foot when it is the 9th inning and you have a really bad call from the umpire. But wait, we can't call a challenge because Monasterio decided to call the stupidest challenge of all time, and now we lose to the Twins by 1 run.
Yeah, I don't get it at all. There's so many questions about this Red Sox team. And yeah, big win today. They're only 4 games below 500. And I know it's only 18 games into the season, but it's already felt like the season's been like 4 months long with the ups and downs so far and the frustrations with this team. It's like, if it's going to be a loss, it's going to be an extremely painful loss where they get blown out. And like, speaking of run prevention was what they were looking for. The last 3 games against the Twins scored 13, 6, and 5. So I don't really call that run prevention. But we'll see what happens when they play the Tigers this weekend in Boston. Got a 4-game series coming up Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Gonna get Scooble at some point in time in the series, so I'm sure that'll be a great game as well. And then after that, you got the Yankees in Boston as well. So a nice little homestand coming up for the Red Sox. So hopefully they can turn it around before they get on the road and they go and play Baltimore. And that'll be the first time at the end of the month, next weekend, where they're looking at Alex Bregman. And Bregman hasn't been special, but I think Bregman would be helping this team out a lot right now.
Yeah, we went over it last week of Alex Bregman's absence and how it's been impacting Roman Anthony and how kind of.
I know who that is.
You know who Roman Anthony is?
I know who Roman Anthony is because you.
But he's not. But you said he wasn't hot. But you said he wasn't hot though. So how can that be? But then how can you? Then how can you know him?
Because you talk about him 24/7.
Because
he's the biggest, the franchise in the face of the Red Sox. He's off to a very slow start, which is breaking my heart.
He's the biggest young prospect in all of Boston sports, not named Drake May.
Yeah, I know, but I like Drake May better.
Drake May is
I
also
like and Michael May.
He's younger than Drake May too.
Drake May is also dreamy.
Drake
in
May
my
is just perfect.
So yeah, like,
Yeah.
maybe things turn around for the Sox team, but I'm really expecting it to be up and down for a while. They're gonna have to make moves if they really want to compete at all. And the good thing is the American League stinks, so like they're not falling too far behind. If they want to eventually compete for like, I don't even want to say World Series, but if they want to compete for a playoff spot and maybe a deep playoff run, they're gonna have to make moves at some point in the season to really balance out this
Not
roster. 'Cause,
going
like,
to.
just let me believe, okay, Sarah? Let me believe that they're gonna make moves.
No,
Get rid of one of the two of these outfielders, maybe one of the two of these starting prospects, one or two of these starting pitchers they have. Get an actual third baseman and maybe like an actual like another. I don't know.
I think
like,
they'll make a move.
I think they will make a move too,
No, I think there's a specific
but it's too early
move.
to say that.
I think there's a specific move. If this trend keeps up, if they end up being this shaky throughout the entire season, I think a move will be made, and I think that specific move is the firing of Alex Cora. I think Alex Cora will be used as scapegoat so that Breslow and John Henry can kind of just be like, this was the issue the whole time because our players weren't playing good. Look at Roman Anthony. Roman Anthony wasn't playing good. Blame this guy.
I mean, I'd come for the hitting coach first before Cora, or maybe the pitching coach and Andrew Bailey.
It could
I'd
be.
start there.
It could be Andrew Bailey, but then again, I mean, the whole team is doing bad, so they could just very well just fire Cora. I think if this keeps up, Cora's going to get fired midseason.
I don't know if but like, yeah, if there is a scapegoat, it will be Cora, which is a shame because I don't hold that much against Craig Breslow. Like, I'm not a Breslow hater, in the ways that I'm a hater for some other people, like Caleb Durbin.
Schmerbin.
But like the roster he's put together doesn't fit. Like, there's no fit for this roster. So like, it's making Alex's core job very difficult. But like, that's what he's getting paid to do. So I don't get why he's complaining about like creating a lineup and that's difficult. And it's like, hey man, this is your job. Like, this is your job to put a lineup together and coach and manage the team. So in that aspect, I don't have any leeway, or I don't have any patience for that with core, like any grace, if you will.
Is it enough in the season for you to like, I know we can like kind of look at a picture of the Red Sox right now and say like, yeah, they're a bad team. Like, they're playing terribly.
Oh yeah, they're a bad team.
Are they is it far enough into the season to say that this team is legitimately a bad team now? Like, are you picking up what I'm putting down by saying
it's still April. You can't say it's still too early. It's still April.
Because
Which
I think some people are alluding to that this team just sucks, like they're already jumping ship. That's why I should have actually said from the start. Do you think it's early
I'm
enough?
not jumping ship yet. I'm not jumping ship. Like, maybe Roman Anthony heats up. He gets a batting average over 300, starts hitting some bombs. Rafaela's got his batting average up over 300. Yoshida can be consistent enough, just knocking singles. He's been 286, but like, I'm not expecting much from him. Trevor Story, Jaron Duran. Like, if Meyer could heat up, that'd be kind of cool. But like, I just like, there's not like somewhere I point to like, yeah, this guy has to step up. Like, collectively, a lot of guys have to step up in a big way.
It's everyone.
Except for Willie Abreu. Like, Willie Abreu is the only, and Wilson Contreras are the only two guys that really are playing better than I was expecting them to. Everybody else is kind of playing less than what I thought.
Let me ask you this: would you go out of your way to go see the Red Sox this season? Like, would you
Go buy a ticket? No.
Like, yeah, would you buy a ticket right now to go see the series?
No,
against
I
the
wouldn't.
Tigers?
Like, maybe a Crochet day, but Crochet's been so shaky.
Crochet did horrible in the last game.
Connor Early's been the most consistent pitcher, I think.
Yeah. And that actually kind of reminds me of a specific stat I want to bring up. The Red Sox are undefeated this season when they have a pitcher who can last up to the sixth inning. Sixth inning and beyond is when they're completely undefeated in that. So if you want to look back on what they said in the offseason, saying that they're going to rely on pitching, sure. Yeah, you're kind of it's working out when your pitchers do great. Yeah, you're undefeated. Good for you. But the issue is
they're not getting
your pitchers kind of suck right now, and that's the issue. So you can't rely on pitching when your pitching's not that good. So now you either got to figure something out with the pitching, completely change it, or you need to go make other moves so that your team is genuinely competent.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Still a lot of baseball to go. So we'll see what happens. We're going to transition over to the big debate, and I believe it's Josh's week this week, if I'm correct.
I want to say it is.
Do you have one?
No.
Nope.
No?
No,
It's a heartbreaker right there.
it is. It definitely is. We can come up with one though, I bet.
Can we?
Yeah, we definitely could. If you give me enough time to stall, I could definitely come up with one on the fly.
Okay, well, I'm shopping.
someone-
We got time.
Sarah's shopping, which is fantastic.
My best friend's going to Greece, and I have to find her outfits. I'm a woman of many talents. I can talk to you about football for
Shopping
hours, and then I can also find you the best outfit to wear.
Shopping is a talent.
Shopping's hard, especially if you're a girl.
Josh, it's okay. We're already an hour in. We got a lot done today. We talked a lot of Vrabel, a lot of Red Sox. Got some something to start.
I don't have a big debate, but I have something we can just maybe mention, talk about for 5 minutes.
Yeah, go for it.
I thought the Masters was pretty good this year.
I didn't watch a second of the Masters.
I love
I
Rory.
didn't watch a second of it. I thought it was okay. I thought it was
I
fun.
think I would literally rather watch paint rather than golf. I think.
All right, here. I'll twist it. Big debate / not big debate, just kind of an opinion thing. Give me what is one championship type? What's your 3 championship type sporting events you go to? What
like a Super Bowl, NBA Finals, and a World Series.
Okay.
So those are
I would never go to the Masters.
Okay, really?
I would go to the Masters only for the fashion, and I love Rory.
Also fair.
He back to back, first time since Tiger Woods in 2001 and 2002.
So my boss.
How do I know that?
My boss,
because it's the 4th time. He's the 4th guy to ever win back-to-back Masters.
Yeah.
Also, I love Rory. I've always loved him. He's been my favorite golfer since I was 10.
It's like a curse to win back-to-back, or not a curse, but it's like a myth to win back-to-back at Augusta. Once you win at Augusta,
you don't usually win again.
You do not win back-to-back. It's hard to even win again. Some guys have won twice, 3 times more, but it's once you win at Augusta, you will win the next.
I think he won a few times.
He did.
Look at me with my.
But really, so my boss for my other job, he went to the Masters actually and said even if you don't like golf, it's one of the greatest sporting events he ever went to, and would highly recommend it because it's cheap food, cheap beer. You get to watch sports the entire time, and it's also you just get to meet some really cool people. He literally has a photo with Drake May and Ann Michael. He met the 2 of them.
I mean, yeah, the celebrity talent there is cool, but it's I couldn't care less about watching golf. I think it's so boring. I don't even have I'll go and play golf every now and then with the fam, but I'm not gonna buy. I don't have my own clubs. I don't have my own bag. I have no golf etiquette. I'm not good at all. So it's in that aspect, I'm not a huge golfer to begin with, and I would never want to watch golf on my television. I think it's so boring.
So your top 3 would be Super Bowl, NBA Finals, and then World Series.
Yeah.
So
what do you think? I'm gonna go to Wimbledon or something like that?
No, but I feel talk about what you got.
You're telling me you go to that you go to the Masters over any of those?
I'd go to the No.
Game 7 at Fenway Park. You're not going to that over the. You're going to the Masters over that.
No, it took me a minute. I'm going to that over the Masters easily. But I honestly have one, and this might be because of recency bias because I'm going to it. Give me the Super Bowl, the NBA Finals. My honorable mention will be the NHL Finals. I want to go to the Stanley Cup Finals. My number 3, and this might be because bias because I'm going to it, the World Cup.
Yeah, I'm going to go to a World Cup game.
I want to go to an effing World Cup game, and I'm going to one. Brag, but that's sick. The biggest sport in the world, you get to go watch the World Cup.
I would go to the World Cup if it was in a different country.
Okay, you wouldn't go. You wouldn't be interested if it was in the U.S. like it is this year.
No, not a chance. Because it's going to be filled with dumb Americans that don't really give a shit about soccer.
The entire
they call it football.
Exactly my point. I want to go to a country where they call it football and it's as popular.
Football.
But if you look at the stats of the ticket price sales and the plane ticket sales as well, the entirety of Scotland is coming to the U.S. It's a known thing. They are coming to Foxborough.
It's gonna be a disaster. It's gonna be a disaster.
The entirety of
They're
Scotland.
Take all our beer.
Foxborough.
No,
Tom,
I would do obviously Super Bowl. Been there, done that.
Okay.
Stanley Cup. Been there, done that.
Okay, so since you've been to these ones, give me 3 others. Give me 3 you've never been to that you want to go to.
So here's the problem. Been to a World Series, I've been to a Super Bowl, I've been to Stanley Cup, and I've been to the NBA Finals.
Okay, so you gotta pick 3 others then. What have you not been to that you really want to go to?
So I was gonna pick like Coachella and the
I would rather,
like iHeart Music Awards or whatever the hell they're called.
I would rather sell my soul than go to Coachella. I am not a music festival girly. I love the fashion of it. I love watching it on TikTok. I love seeing all the outfits. I would rather break my wrist than go to Coachella.
Sarah, would you go to the CFB finals, college football finals?
If Clemson was in it, yeah.
Okay. Tom, would you rather go to the World Series or the Final Four?
The World Series.
Really? You're a March Madness
Yes.
guy, though.
I love March, but it's like if the Red Sox are in the World Series, I'm going to the World Series.
That's fair.
Okay. Okay. Fair.
Like
What?
at Fenway Park, that would just be like aura.
I really think I have to put the NHL up there just
The
because
NHL was electric.
hockey playoffs is the best playoffs there is, and I would
was
love to go to a Stanley Cup
Real.
playoff game.
If you get the opportunity, go. Don't be nice.
Like,
Don't offer it to anyone else. Go.
I don't want to go to just the first round or second round. Like I want to go to the Stanley Cup
Yeah, no,
final.
I know.
Like I want to go to one of those.
We weren't at the game. We went in 2011. We weren't at the game-winning game, but we were at in that series. We went.
Yeah, I went to the finals when the Celtics played the Warriors. I was at Game 3.
Yeah. I think
That was awesome.
I don't know. I think the Olympics would be okay to go to, but there's so much of it that I don't know.
I would go to the hockey for the Olympics.
Yeah. That's something I would go to, but I'm not going to go watch speed skating in my free time.
I would go and see some of the skiing events because the skiing is pretty cool.
They're
And
fun.
the snowboarding. I'd go see some of the snowboarding.
I think I'd rather watch I'd rather go to the Daytona 500 than the Masters.
That's a good
I'd rather
one.
go watch NASCAR than
Tom,
the Masters.
here's a good one. Tom, here's a good one. Would you rather go to the Masters or go watch the Kentucky Derby?
the Kentucky Derby.
Masters.
Horse betting? Are you kidding me, bro? Come on, that's up my alley. I love to horse bet.
Derby. Let's go. Come on, lads. Let's go watch the Kentucky Derby.
No, let's
I
go bet
can't
on some
do the
freaking horses.
Derby. I can't do that. I'm so
No.
scared a horse is gonna die.
No, I'm going out there and I'm placing a large sum of money on the on
Genuinely, I can't watch them run.
Oh my god.
It's
Go out
really
there and give me the fun. And I'm not gonna bet on. I'm gonna pick the funniest horse name. I'm gonna put all my money on that guy to show. Doesn't have to win. He's gonna get top 3.
okay.
Okay.
I think it's a place. Remember how to
Ken-
horse bet.
Kentucky Derby or Final Four?
I mean, Final Four for the Kentucky Derby.
Okay.
But Literally, I can't think
Of a Southern gal.
I just can't imagine wanting to go to the Masters. I'm sure the vibe and the environment is cool, but
Is it because
actually watching the sport, I couldn't care less.
Is it because it's not a loud electric game that you wouldn't go to? It's more of a
Well,
quiet,
hear me out.
sophisticated
As
type event.
someone-
Is that why?
As someone that grew up in a golfish world, I took golf lessons. I was forced to play golf. I sucked. But I think it's more if you grew up in that situation, that's something you would want to do. I grew up watching the Masters every year. That's why I know who Phil Mickelson is, obviously Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy. I know all these people because that's also my boss fucking watches golf religiously and I hate him for it. But if you're from that country club background, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing to be from, but I feel that's more the
Yeah,
crowd.
if you grew up with golf, it probably means more to you. I didn't grow up with golf, and I don't really enjoy golf that much.
Yeah.
I mean, I work at a golf course. I think golf, the concept of golf is fun. I like the idea of what it is.
It's also a great social sport.
Yeah, my issue with golf is I don't like all the unwritten golf etiquette stuff that comes with it.
Oh God, it's a nightmare.
It's I could list off every
why the
single
hell do I have to wear a polo to play a sport?
That's the thing. Okay, golf
If I want to
attire,
throw my golf clubs into the woods, I'm going to throw my golf clubs into the woods.
I think golf attire
That's
is kind
why I
of
was told I wasn't gonna be a good golfer. I got mad and I chucked my fucking golf club at someone.
I think golf
I'm
attire
trying
is
to at somebody.
stupid. And if
Yeah.
I think golf attire is stupid.
She was in the way. I just threw it. I was mad and I threw it.
For
Yeah, no,
people
but
who
I-
say though that oh, you have to wear helmets and like jerseys during other sports. That's genuinely for your safety. What the hell does wearing a polo and some khaki shorts do for you at
Okay,
a
so here's the thing. Like, probably 10 years ago, 10, 11, 12 years ago, I brought my dad golfing for Father's Day. I was sitting in the golf cart. He hit the golf ball. It hit a tree, ricocheted off the tree, and hit me right in the forehead.
Nice.
In the
nice?
golf cart.
So the golf cart didn't have a windshield? Or did it go through the side?
It went through the side.
Okay.
Did he take a mulligan for that? No. That's what you call a real man.
That's a hole in one right there.
No, it's not.
It's not. I was
It's
pissed.
an eagle.
He didn't take a mulligan. That's what we call a real man. He play where it lies.
No, I
Hit
would
it
have
off
killed.
of Sarah's nose.
I would have killed him.
What if the ball landed on your head and you just have to tee up on your head? Just loft up?
He'd crack my skull.
Think she just little chipping right here?
No.
But no, I just like to answer like to go back to the smaller debate today. I just literally couldn't care less about the Masters. Like, cool, Rory went back to back. I think it would have been cooler if Scotty hit that putt and they had like a playoff situation where it was like, I don't know what it is, but that sounds cooler than what happened at the end. But all in all, like, didn't watch a second of it. Couldn't care less.
You know what? I'm just gonna say congratulations, Rory, because what you did is damn near impossible.
Yeah, like, shout out Rory. Like, yeah, he blew a 6-stroke lead. I know that, but he still pulled it out in the end.
And then Tiger Woods got another DUI. What a season.
That was a while ago.
Hey
But I think
man, all I gotta say is a lion would not drink and drive, but a tiger would.
Ha 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 ha.
And we're gonna end it right there. That's episode 46 of the Duck Boat Dispatch. Sarah, no, it was 46. I had to double check.
46. I
46.
had it
I was
right.
wrong.
Oh.
I was wrong.
I had it right.
Okay,
Apologize.
that's the big debate. Who had the right episode?
I literally
Me.
just said like I apologize. Like, I had it wrong.
Okay.
Episode 46, Duck Boat Dispatch. Make sure you follow us, subscribe on YouTube at the Duck Boat Dispatch, TikTok and Instagram at the Duck Boat Dispatch. If for some reason you just don't want to watch us, and I don't really blame you, like, it's humid, my hair is frizzing, it's terrible. It's like, I hate spring because of allergies, like my eyes are gonna start puffing out. It's gonna look terrible soon. So you can, if you don't want to look at that, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You can listen to us wherever you go. It's a pain to find for some reason on Spotify. Sarah set up a wonderful link tree on the Instagram. So when you go there and follow, click on the link tree. It'll bring you right to Spotify if you want to listen that way. We'll be back next week with all of your Duck Boat Dispatch content, more Boston sports content. We'll have some actual playoff games to react to. Who the hell knows what the Red Sox are going to do in the next week. And next week is officially NFL draft week. So maybe next week is the week A.J. Brown becomes a Patriot. So make sure you tune it back in. We'll be there to cover everything Boston sports for you. Thank you for listening.
Interlock fingers with me, Tom.